Good morning, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about 2 minutes, so let's see what happens. What I'm looking for here is a back test up to 141 on the open. I would be interested in getting short there. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and get my short order out there right now at 141. So we'll see if I can get, so it's going to be gapping down. So out of the gates, I'm going to be looking for a bounce back to the upside and getting short at 141. Whether or not that happens, I have no idea, but that's going to be my opening plan going into the market open, which should be pretty much any second now, so I'll keep you updated. Well, unfortunately, it's not happening. It is just leaving me in its dust, and down it goes. I'm still going to leave it out there because I could still maybe get some sort of attempted, dead cat bounce. So, I mean, we're still within the first minute of the day, so I'm not going to wave the white flag on it right now. But yeah, things right now, not looking so good. All right, what I'm not going to do here is get short at 139 with a stop loss up over 141 because I'm thinking that should be resistance. But if this thing wants to roll over, then it's looking like that could potentially happen. So like I said, looking for it to potentially just head back down here. So there's the break back below 139, well, temporarily. Looking like that key break point's going to be right there around 138.50. So let's see if it can roll back below there. It's trying. And didn't quite happen. See if it wants to try it again. There we go. I'm expecting a bigger move down now. So all out there for $529 on one trade, and just a beautiful setup right there. Might look to take it again if it can get down through 137, but there's actually some other movers out there that I want to check out. But there we go, less than 5 minutes in, 529. So as my saying goes, or my trading philosophy goes, $500 a day keeps the day job away. So I'm very happy with that, but let's see what else I can potentially find. I am potentially interested again in Boeing at the 137.50 mark here, but I've reduced position size to 100 just because I don't want to give back the entire 500. So that would allow me to give myself plenty of wiggle room, but also not, give back. The last thing I would want to do, and what I would encourage you to do as a trader is, I mean, if you start off with a good solid first trade, I mean, you don't want to end up giving back all those gains. But now at least I have an idea of how much I can work with here. So knowing that even if I risk, let's call it $300, the question for me becomes, how would I still feel about being up $229 on the day? And again, for me, $229, I would take it. But at this point, it is actually bouncing. So not looking like that's going to play out. Although I do still like the 141 area, if it can work its way up there. But yeah, if I trade Boeing anymore today, it'll be just on 100 shares for the reasoning just discussed. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to get short here at 140. Oh, I missed it. And there it pulls back. Shoot. Was not fast enough. So all right, never mind. Now, I didn't make any trades, but interesting point. Check out the highs. 140.99. Earlier, you remember me talking about 141 being a key. Well, it's broken now. But remember me talking about 141 being a key area. And you saw it right there before. And as you see now, it got through 141. And check out that fast move. Went 83 cents in almost a blink of an eye. And looking like it may have more in it. And I don't say that to pat myself on the back, but that's just the power of charts. That's the power of technical analysis. And as a day trader, especially over here, this is the technical chart. These over here are called level 2s. But the technical chart, I mean, they are they perfect? No, nothing is perfect. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm coming across like this is some sort of holy grail. But they're definitely a worthwhile tool that you need to have in your trader tool belt. Like I said, especially if you want to be some sort of day trader or something of that nature. So again, I captured at the last second there, but that 141, literally the price went up and stopped 1 penny short. And this is a very fast moving stock, right? I mean, this thing is moving, 10 cents, no problem. Yet it happened to stop and pulled back. So from a day trading scalping perspective, that could have been a nice trade. Or just quite frankly, from a breakout perspective, I mean, check this out. Now up over $1. And these are 1 minute candles. So, I mean, we're talking in less than 2 minutes. It's now moved well up over. Actually, it's moved up $1.72 because the high right there is now at 142.72. So, like I said, from a breakout perspective, very interesting movement right there. And I might be interested in taking a trade here. So the question really becomes, do I feel like risking right around $200-ish? So that's the question, because this candle here is now suggesting that maybe there's a pullback here coming. But like I said, this one is also showing quite a bit of strength. So I'm going to hold off now. But regardless, so I'm glad we captured that. I was at the beginning of the video was talking about the 141 mark. In fact, let me pull up. Let's see, the alert I made this morning. I know some of you, Clay, I know you offer a community. How does that community work? So here's the alert that I made on it this morning about liking a back test to 141 on the open if it can happen. Keyword being if, because as I explained, you don't know. I mean, nothing tells the future. So I don't know if the 141 was going to come into play. It ultimately did, and we saw it play out right here for a very nice breakout move to the upside. But yeah, there's just a little example there of how the chat room community that I offer works. But all in all, I'm not feeling that. I'm happy. I'm happy with the $500, and maybe just leave it at that for the day. But I'm glad we got a couple learning lessons in here. But I don't know. I'm not willing to say that I'm done for sure. But I mean, yeah, calling it. Let's see. It's 9:45, being done 15 minutes with $500. I mean, that sounds good to me. But we'll see if I can find something else. I do like BA with a break of 141 if it can happen. So we're risking right around a couple $100, but let's see if it wants to get down there and break it. Or if it just wants to bounce off that top part of the consolidation. So can I be risking right around $200? So even if I was wrong, I'd still be up right around $300 on the day. So I'm gonna get in there short. I think this thing's got a desire to get down below. There's the break. So now it's a question of, can this momentum carry it down even further? You know what? I'm just going to take my quick scalp there, add another $50 in my pocket. Very happy with that. Now, in hindsight, of course, Clay, you should have done your $500. That would have been, another basically, about $300 in your pocket? No, my math is off. Yeah, right around $300, give or take. But that's hindsight for you. Like I said, risk cuts both ways. Had I been wrong and had that, the $500 disappeared or been now at $50, you would have just been saying, Clay, why did you go 500? You should have just done 100 and you could protect your profit. So that's the good old power of hindsight, and what makes me always chuckle in the YouTube comments. No, don't get me wrong. 99% of you are awesome and you're logical, but there's always that 1% that's like, well, if you would have done this, and it's like, well, yeah, I get the if. I mean, you're judging in hindsight here. You're talking in hindsight. If, could, should. You're right. But unfortunately, this is not a demo. This is not a simulator. I have no idea what's going to happen next. I don't know. This is real trading. This is live trading. And I'm just commentating as we go here. So this is not some voiceover later on. This is happening as things play out. And that was a savage move. I mean, you got to be... for people wanting and thinking that it was going to get more, they're not idiots at all. Not idiots at all. That was looking actually very, very solid. But to see this quick bounce back like there, man, that's pretty brutal. And I'm going to risk right around $100 here. So stop loss in at 144.51, because I think this thing looks like it's getting top heavy, but I mean, it's also been very, very strong, so I could be totally wrong here. And if I am, then I need to just wave the white flag and get out. And it's looking like I'm going to need to wave the white flag and get out. But we'll see. But as of right now, yeah, things are looking pretty shaky here. Like I said, I do still like to think that the thing could roll back over. But I don't know. Can it get down through, let's see, what is that? 143 is going to be a key level. Like I said, good news is it's still going to be a green day. So it's not like I'm sitting here wondering, oh, is my day going to get redder, or is my day even going to be green at all? It's going to be a green day. Just really a matter of, am I going to be closing up right around 450-ish, or am I going to be up that much more? But yeah, right now, got to give credit where credit's due. This thing is showing some strength, but like I said, it's also logical to think that this thing might be needing to roll back over some more. But also if the market bounces here, which it looked like it might be right now, that may be the fuel of the fire. Well, let's see if we can get a breakdown through 143. No, I'm just going to go ahead and take it, just because this has me nervous, and it is definitely holding strong. But, again, probably shouldn't have gotten out there, because this thing is starting to, if it bounces up some more, I'm going to get back in. But I want to keep my risk just very, very tight. So if it can get up here to right around, you know what, let's do that actually. 144 entry point, and then 144.51 on the stop loss. So I'm risking right around $50-ish. I say ish because there's always slippage. So it might be, 65 or 75. But step one needs to be getting back up to 144. But yeah, if that's, if it moves back up there and that's en route to a new breakout, then I just want to be out. Like I said, I'm definitely willing to risk $50-ish right now, anticipating a potential movement back to the downside. Like I said, it first needs to get up to the 144 mark. Just needs to go up a little bit more. All right, well, I will go ahead and pause for the time being. Well, I'm canceling, and I ultimately was right as it's breaking down through 143. So shame on me for getting out of that 100 shares. I mean, I feel a little bit better because I recognized the desire to, I should have gotten back in, but for the reasons described, just never came back up to 144 to me to allow me to get back in. Like I said, I was ultimately wrong, should have stayed in, but to my credit, and I'm not saying this to brag, but this is kind of what you have to do as a trader. You have to just self-audit yourself. So, I mean, I was definitely wrong to have gotten out, but I was right to have realized that I was wrong to have gotten out, and therefore I was trying to get back in a risk-friendly way. So hopefully that makes sense. But welcome to the world of trading, where you got to always be talking to yourself. You always got to be running self-audits on yourself, admitting where you're wrong. But when you can admit you're wrong and you not only say that you're wrong, but put action behind it. So in this situation, I admitted I was wrong, and then I put the action behind it in terms of trying to get back in. That's good. At least I know that I truly did realize that I was wrong. But yeah, ultimately, would have worked out a little bit more. I mean, not a whole lot, but and we are at 10 o'clock, so I am going to go ahead and wrap things up. Earlier, I showed the alert on BA and I was talking about the community. So if you are interested in learning more or joining the community, then you can go to claytrader.com/team. And really the way to approach that, as I always talk about, we'll just use the $99 for 3 months, pricing choice is, do you believe the service can help you make more than $8.25 per week? Not per day, but per week. If you think that the service will bring you more than $8.25 of value every week, then yeah, that's going to be a great return on your investment of the $99. So that's really the way to think through it. So you get the live chat room, and I also send out a weekly newsletter with my personal scans. There is a mobile app too, so it's not like you have to stay chained to your computer or anything like that. So if you're interested, then definitely go check that out. Also, if you enjoy these live trade videos and you would like me to keep making these, easiest, most effective way to communicate that to me is just to hit that like button. And I use that as a gauge of interest, and as long as the likes stay high, then I know my time is being well spent doing these. Also, check out the channel as a whole, and hopefully after checking out the other content, you decide to hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you as a subscriber. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you back for the next video. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.